All right, gamers, listen up. Researchers are sounding the alarm over a Python-based info stealer that's seen a massive surge in deployment since its initial appearance on Telegram marketplaces in early 2025. It's called VVS Stealer, and it's specifically designed to target Discord power users and gamers. So the infection typically starts with an executable that's disguised as a cracked game or some sort of utility. Once it gains a foothold, VVS Stealer hooks into the Discord desktop client, allowing the attacker to exfiltrate session tokens, bypass multi-factor authentication, and monitor real-time network traffic. Beyond Discord, the malware harvests stolen passwords, cookies, browsing history, and autofill data from not just Chromium, but also Firefox-based browsers too. It then exfiltrates all that stolen data through Discord webhooks or Telegram bots. So my advice to you is this, folks. If you're a gamer, you like to stream, or you like to chat on Discord, stop downloading crap off of BitTorrent. Stop downloading cracks, okay? In addition, it's probably for the best you turn on multi-factor on as many accounts as you can. Rotate that Discord password and change it to something long and complex. And if you suspect your machine's been infected, not just change your passwords from a clean device, you really ought to consider wiping the entire operating system and doing a full OS reload. All right, my next story is all about my favorite group of script kiddies. Yep, they're back in the news. Made up of former members of Lapsus and the Shiny Hunters, a new offshoot known as Scattered Lapsus Hunters jumped onto Telegram over the weekend and posted screenshots claiming a full breach of cybersecurity firm Resecurity. Except they didn't. Yeah, the firm clapped back and revealed that the hackers had actually spent weeks wasting their time inside of a sophisticated AI-driven honeypot. Yeah, the DFIR team explained that attackers accessed a decoy domain which was completely isolated from the company's production infrastructure. And listen to this is pretty crazy. To maintain the illusion of a high-value target, Resecurity used LLMs to generate massive sets of IM chat logs and other synthetic data. This included things like fake consumer records, payment transactions, credit card numbers. All of it looked real, but it was completely fake. So by monitoring the hackers' movements within this controlled environment, the threat hunters were actually able to track down the group's IP addresses, their real IP addresses, and they were able to identify a primary operative in Egypt, of all places. Now, I'm just hoping that law enforcement will do what they're supposed to do and capture this little punk, take them down, and hopefully we can make an example out of this whole crew. All right, our last story, folks. Everybody already knows about the U.S. strike on Venezuela and the capture of Nicolas Maduro, okay? We all know how successful it was from a military perspective, but I want to talk about how hacking played a role. Okay? Reports state that U.S. Cyber Command and the Space Force targeted state-owned telecommunications provider CAN-TV. The attack actually severed the country's international internet gateways, taking the internet offline for the entire region. This prevented the regime from coordinating a counterstrike or mobilizing internal security forces. In addition, they also jammed a huge chunk of cellular and radio frequencies too. And this effectively created a communications blackout, which allowed a force of over 150 aircraft to strike radar installations and military compounds without any sort of detection. Chalk one up for the hackers, right? Well, that wraps up today's stories. This is Andy Thompson signing off.